Okay, we gotta pour this into the engine so that way it doesn't gel. Just kidding, guys, I'm not that stupid. It goes in the fuel. We were just gonna dump one in, but we really don't wanna deal with frozen diesel, so 2 it is. Well, let's go see what we can screw up today in this winter wonderland of suck. Supposedly it's 5 degrees out here, but it feels like 100 because it's not windy. Oh, it's never cold till it's windy. Well, we're combining snow corn, and I think it's working. I don't see a bunch of snow coming out of my auger. My snouts down there are full of snow, but I think it's cold enough that it's blowing right through. I also don't really want to get out and look to make sure that it is. But my SIP loss sensor says we're good to go, so we're good to go. Well, I was not able to record much yesterday. My fiance got in an accident. She's okay, but I was on the phone with a bunch of people all day long. Just couldn't get a lot recorded. So today, the guys are out there. I got her all squared away. They're combining. Mom's running a combine, Brian's running a combine, and they're trucking to the elevator, but we're out of dry corn. They shut us down. We're at 18.5% corn, and the elevator will not take anything wet. So we're going to put it in our bag. This morning we took 2 loads from last night and got the bag going and started and kind of figured it out because it is a new machine to us. So we're gonna take this 3rd truck now that I'm home and go get this thing unloaded and get over to the guys at the combine. With this Neuralta grain bagger, we are able to unload trucks. It unloads trucks really fast. We got 2 loads dumped here this morning, and it's kind of crazy. But I do not know how it works, so this is going to be a bit of a learning game for me. Now I gotta figure out how to run this. Okay, I got it lined up over the hopper here, and I got it under. I'm gonna pull the truck ahead. I think I'm gonna do the rear hopper first, so that way I got weight on my drives. If I gotta move, I don't get stuck. Well, that's not very good. All right, first order of business. PTO on. Now we're gonna give her some smoke. Okay, now as I go, I just kind of got to keep an eye on everything, that the bagger's rolling forward. I'm not overstretching it. A lot going on to watch by yourself, but it's doable. But I should come over here and measure my stretch marks here, how much brake I can be applying, and we're okay. We're not overstretching, so I'm going to apply a little bit more brake so it doesn't roll forward so fast. So what we did here in order to keep a straight line at the bagger is Brandon came before, made a straight north and south 0 degree heading, made a trail with it, so now we got a straight trail to follow the tractor with as it slowly moves along. So we have these bags as straight as possible. We're not just kind of guesstimating. I gotta run home and grab a shovel. Sorry, Dad hopefully doesn't see my mess, even though he's probably gonna be here soon. Well, it looks like I'm gonna be stuck in a truck today. The elevator, like I said, is no longer taking grain. They won't take anything above, I don't know what percent, but we're up to 18. We're hauling home into the bag. We're not gonna not run. We got crop to get off, so. What we're gonna end up doing is bags will store grain. We've put up to 22% moisture in a bag, so it will store grain and keep it good for a long time, as long as no holes get in the bag and no oxygen gets in. So next summer we'll end up taking our bins up on the hill from where we're bagging there and blending off dry corn with a little bit of wet corn and hauling it out that way. We wish we had a bin set and a dryer. That would be ideal, but we're working with what we got, and at least we got what we got. Oh, it looks like trucks got caught up to the combines. I can't imagine it's gonna take me too long and they're gonna be on the road. We did move fields, so we do have a little bit further of a haul now too. So trucks might drop behind again. But here's Mom. Look at her go. She's giving her smoke. So we have Mom in the #1 combine because that has that new used head we purchased this spring. Seems to work a lot better. The deck plates and stuff aren't plugging up, so she can just kind of get in and go and not worry about much. But the auto steer in that one's still not working. We're not sure what's wrong. We have to be within like 6 inches before you engage the auto steer or it won't stay online. It'll just keep turning. But we've messed with so many settings in that. The technicians have come out several times and it's not right. Tim, we still need to get that fixed, by the way. The other day it was kind of blizzarding and really windy, and it knocked pretty much all the snow off the corn. We can't have snow on the plants, otherwise this stuff here gets wet and sticky and plugs up the sieves, and so does the snow. The snow also plugs up the sieves. But it's ideal just to not have anything on it and to be able to combine in somewhat decent temperatures like today. I think it's like 32 or 33 degrees out, so we're tickling right at freezing. And Brandon's in number 2 combine with the older head, because he's a little bit more experienced and kind of knows what to do if he gets plugged or has issues. JT's got to run down to mom now because she, I think, is full again. She was on the way down. A few sucky things with snow corn is having snow on the plants, like I was saying, plugging up, that's an issue. Now that the ground has snow on it like this, it makes everything more slick. So if we're on any kind of hills, like JT in the grain cart, he can't be flying down the field anymore, just because we got to take that extra precaution not to slide or tip something over or jackknife something. There's nothing fun about combining snow corn. At least we don't have to combine snow beans though, because that, been there, done that. No one wants a rerun of 2019. Oh my goodness. I think for us at this point in the season, and as far along as we are, our optimal temperatures are going to be what we are right now, right around that 32 to 30 degrees. For one, we're not melting the snow here and making a giant muddy mess so the trucks can't get around. We're getting around okay. And for two, like I was saying earlier, it's just not so bitter cold. You can actually be out here and work. So right now, I'm counting my blessings. Snow corn sucks, but at least we got pretty good weather to work with right now. We park in the field and the truck has exactly 10,000 miles. Can't drive it, trade it in, we need a new one. We got another load, time to go unload. Now that I'm out on the road, I like to put my pusher axles down. It makes for easier getting out of narrow approaches, and now I'm back there, it's a little bit on the narrow side. Morning, another new day. Yesterday was our first day with this Near Alta grain bagger, and we almost got a bag filled. And my first initial thoughts and impressions on this thing, I absolutely hate it. I'm half tempted to go hook up our old one and run with that, because this thing was so frustrating yesterday. I don't know if we just don't have it figured out yet, or if it's just not a good product. I guess we'll kind of figure out. But a few problems I was having, there's not enough cylinder blocks in there, and that's all the cylinder blocks that it came with. So I got to get it lifted up and get more cylinder blocks in it, because it can't hold the weight of just the cylinder being lifted up. So therefore, without enough cylinder blocks in there, my belly pan down there drags on the ground and drags a giant pile of dirt in it, that happened way back there in the bag. Second issue we're having, grain is coming between the bag. It's leaking out down here on both sides and just making a mess. If this doesn't end up in the bag, it don't end up in our bank. So that doesn't work either. I got a few things. I'm gonna put blocks in the cylinder, hopefully that helps. That will help that problem. And then my other thing is, maybe it's leaking out because maybe the cylinder got bumped here. Get this strap tightened up as tight as we can get it, and maybe that'll help too. I don't know. Like I said, I just work here. One thing about putting wet corn in a grain bag, there cannot be any holes in it. Look what I made, a hole. Dad also made a few down there last night with a shovel while trying to get the grain to stop coming out. Brandon and I made a few adjustments. The cylinder block down there, we put another one of those in. The twisty flux capacitor dealio right there, we turned that a little bit and adjusted that so the pan stays where it needs to be. We took a ratchet strap on each side on this bottom and pulled that tight again, so hopefully no grain can come in between. Last night when Brandon and Mom were finishing up the field, there's a little bit of snow on the edges and they kind of iced up their sieves a little bit. Cameron just got done blowing them all out, so they're good to go now. I hope. Are they good to go, Cameron?
I hope so.
Did it suck?
Not too bad.
I think we got the bagger figured out and going better now. Loading on the road now. The temperature's starting to come up, so the fields are getting a little soft, and this road's really wide, so it works out great here. Plus, I gotta go that way anyway. Combines just finished this field here. They're heading down to a new one, and we just got the grain bag filled, so that's great. I gotta get back in the combine, so this is gonna be fun. We got closer hauls. The other combine technicians down there working on it, just trying to get that auto steer to work for once. So I'm gonna jump back in this since trucks are cut up and maybe get a little bit of footage. But it looks like my supper's here. Food? No? Aw. I love the smell of a freshly combined field. Not much better. Give a shout out to Kayla. We're in your quarter, harvesting corn. Well, it is now dark out, and technician from Gooseneck is here. Was working on Brandon's combine because the auto steer is not working on that, and it still can't quite get it figured out yet. And while I was coming down the field with my combine, I started throwing a bunch of codes. I'm thinking I just needed to hit my disconnect again and let the combine think about itself, think about what it's done. What we're just gonna do, since it's late, he probably wants to go home, is he's cleaning some ground wires off because there's no issues with that. And with the battery disconnect, hopefully it works then. But while I'm waiting for him to do that, I'm gonna get my rock trap cleaned out. Oh, lovely. Oh, soggy corn. Well, I got it clean for a while again. I'll probably forget about it and it'll get packed in there. Technology is great when it works, but when it doesn't, oh, you just wish you were like back in the 50s when this stuff didn't exist. I don't think we're gonna work very late tonight because everyone's tired and wants to go home. We'll get up early and get a good start at it again tomorrow. So we're gonna call it a night. Last load of the day. We had a pretty big day. We got quite a few acres done today.